In 1943, during the Pacific War, 12-year-old Mahito Maki's mother Hisako is killed in a hospital fire in Tokyo. Mahito's father Shoichi, an ammunitions factory owner, remarries his late wife's younger sister, Natsuko. They evacuate to her estate in the countryside, attended by several old maids. Mahito is indifferent to the affection of the pregnant Natsuko. A gray heron, which behaves outlandishly, leads Mahito to a derelict tower. Sealed after its architect, Natsuko's eccentric granduncle disappeared within. Mahito tussles with other children after school, then purposefully gashes his own head with a rock before returning home. Shoichi, assuming Mahito was victimized, excuses him from school. The heron, now speaking, goads the convalescent Mahito with promises of finding his lost mother. Though suspicious, Mahito is nearly taken by a supernatural swarm of toads. Natsuko saves him with a whizzing arrow, inspiring Mahito to craft his own bow and arrow. The arrow is magically imbued with true aim after fletching with the heron's feather. Meanwhile, Mahito finds a copy of How Do You Live, bequeathed from his mother. Natsuko, the land estranged by Mahito's coldness, disappears from her sickbed, leading one of the searching maids, Kiriko, into the tower. Mahito is deceived by an imitation of his mother made by the heron. Affronted, he pierces the heron's beak with his arrow, transforming the heron into a diminutive, flightless birdman. A wizard appears, ordering the birdman to guide Mahito and Kiriko as all three sink into the floor. Mahito descends alone into an oceanic world, containing artificial objects but little life. He is rescued from attacking pelicans and a forbidding, megalithic dolmen by a younger Kiriko, an adept fisherwoman who uses magic. They catch and sell a giant fish to bubble-like spirits called warawara, which fly to the world above to be reborn. A pyrokinetic young woman, Himi, protects warawara from predation by pelicans. A dying pelican explains that their species is desperate to survive after being introduced to this world with no other food. Kiriko mediates peace between Mahito and the birdman, and Mahito plugs the birdman's beak, restoring his flight. Himi saves Mahito from anthropomorphic man-eating parakeets, and shows him a counterpart of the tower which contains doors to many worlds. They enter a door leading back to Natsuko's estate and are found by Shoichi, who has come to investigate the tower, but Mahito returns through the door to continue his search, infiltrating the parakeet's kingdom. Mahito and Himi are repelled by shocks of energy from sentient stone. Mahito finds Natsuko in a delivery room, where both are painfully entangled in paper streamers strewn by a violent wind. As Natsuko indignantly rebuffs Mahito, in return, he acknowledges her as his mother. Himi incinerates the paper, but all three are worn unconscious by the encounter. In a dream, Mahito meets the wizard, Natsuko's granduncle. The wizard, preoccupied by a teetering stack of stone toy blocks representing the world, requests Mahito, possessing the power of his bloodline, to succeed to custodianship of the world. Mahito warns that the blocks are infused with malice. Waking up, Mahito is freed from captivity by the birdman. They climb the tower to pursue the parakeet king, who is delivering Himi to the wizard as a political bargaining chip. The king spies Mahito and the birdmen arriving and tails them furtively. The wizard has collected replacement blocks, free of malice, for Mahito. But Mahito understands that he himself possesses malice, embodied by his self-inflicted scar, and must first embrace those who love him. Enraged by the frivolity of the toy blocks, the parakeet king slices them apart. The world begins to collapse and flood, and Mahito, Himi, and the birdmen escape to the doors, reuniting with Natsuko and young Kiriko. Understanding that Himi is his birth mother, Mahito warns her of her fate. But Himi returns to her own time without regrets. Mahito returns with Natsuko amidst an exodus of animals that revert to zoomorphic forms. The birdman notices Mahito keeping a stone of power, and advises him to eventually forget his experiences. A charm doll carried by Mahito transforms back into the old Kiriko. 2 years later, Mahito moves back to Tokyo with Shoichi, Natsuko, and his new half-sibling.